Earlier this week, Chelsea Manning wrote an op-ed where she attacked President Obama for being a little too willing to compromise with the Republican Party. As a response to this op-ed that Chelsea Manning wrote, Donald Trump did what he does best, and he took to Twitter and called her a traitor. You know, how dare she go after President Obama after he commuted her sentence? How could somebody do this? Well, let me explain something to Donald Trump here, and pretty much to anyone else who's wondering why Chelsea Manning would have the audacity to say negative things about Barack Obama. There is nothing that Chelsea Manning said in that op-ed that you have not heard from truly progressive media outlets for the last 8 years. Chelsea Manning talked about the fact that when Obama would go into a negotiation with the Republicans, he was already willing to give things up before he walked through that door. He went through that door, and before he said, these are the things we want, he would say, these are the things we're willing to give up. Now, where do you stand, Republicans? And they wouldn't budge. So he'd give up a little more. Till eventually we end up something with like the Affordable Care Act that originally had a single-payer option in it that would have solved a lot of the healthcare problems in the United States. Democrats, the second they encountered any Republican opposition, took it away. Gone. Could have been the most sweeping healthcare reform the United States has ever seen, something that would have transformed the system completely inside and out. And the Democrats gave it up at the very first sign of opposition, even though it was overwhelmingly approved by both Republicans and Democrats in the United States public. 72%. 72% of this country wanted that in that legislation. Republicans and Democrats. Republicans in Washington opposed, so Democrats got away with it. And it's things like that that Chelsea Manning's pointing out. She's not saying he's an idiot for commuting her sentence. She's not saying he was a horrible president. She was saying that in terms of being a negotiator, in terms of being a truly progressive reformer, he failed. And he did. Anyone who looks at this presidency honestly has to admit that to themselves. President Obama was a good guy. You know, he did a few good things as president, quite a few good things. But he could have done more had he not been so willing to give up everything in the face of opposition. And that's what Chelsea Manning was talking about. And that's what progressive media has been talking about for 8 years. So I guess if Chelsea Manning is a traitor, then we're all traitors, because we had the nerve to tell Obama to stand up for himself a little bit more.